Shit. It's an echo chamber. I mean, this is my chat's an echo chamber. It's not really everywhere you go there's an echo chamber, really. People will always have a biased opinion, and I don't think that's necessarily a negative. I think when you have a biased opinion and you don't understand your bias, that's when you're, you know, gonna suffer from it. No, I'm good for now. I'm all right. Everywhere you go, there's got to be a hive mind and an echo chamber. It's just the reality of life, dude. If you hang around people, you're gonna have a biased opinion based on what they say. Unless you can understand that, then it isn't as jaded. Sure, it'll also be biased. It'll always be biased, especially when it's involving friends and shit. But if you can understand that that's a thing in life, you know, it's you got to look at things a lot differently. So. First kid? No, first kid will... Well, I feel like people... I've got moderators here that will shit talk me just as much as defend me. You know what I mean? I don't think many people have that sort of shit, to be honest. But if I can sit here and be open and not necessarily, you know, like I can talk shit about things, but I don't, you know, like go into personal shit very often. You know what I mean? So it's like... I think we do breed controversial shit here, but it's done in somewhat of a sensible manner that you know, I think is fairer than most places. Like if people come in here and shit talk me personally, I'm not going to listen to it. But if they come in and have an actual conversation, it'll be, you know, we don't give a shit. We'll let it be, dude. Yeah, fuck Koil, dude. Draw the pyramid. All right, this is the pyramid. This is the GTA RP Clips pyramid, okay? Now, I've come to the conclusion that there's two sides to this pyramid now. To make it easier on us, okay? There's the right of the pyramid. This is the right. This is the left. So... the right side is going to be somebody that's in power for a reason that's outside of roleplay. So Koil is going to be here. XQC is going to be here. CG is going to be here because I mean they're here on for multiple reasons. They're more central. So CG would be like here, if that makes sense. I'd be like here right at the top. XQC would be somewhat in the middle as well now because of Thingo. So the right isn't about this is like OOC power, okay? OOC power. That would be considered a negative to the Reddit. Negative because they don't like what's happening here because they can't control it essentially. Over here, hey, let me
Brandy, how do I like owe money on this this bench?
Yeah, you
like,
look at
like
your
rent?
yeah, 50 a week, bro.
15K?
No, 50 Shanghai, I think, like 5K a week, bro.
Oh shit, okay.
But it'll pay off in the long run, I think.
Yeah.
Then there's
really the
left
better product.
that is like powered by positive.
Is it a guessing game or is it like a method to the madness?
I mean, left and right. I mean, negative, positive. Left power is like very RP or positive type of side. So there's less controversy on this side, and that's why they have the power. Okay. So you'd have up the top here would be people like CB, pretty much anyone that ties to CB. You'd have people like Penta. Even though actually Penta not necessarily, Penta's like Penta's a weird one. He could be on both sides actually. Penta could definitely be here, but Penta yeah, Penta could be on both sides. So maybe Penta, well, we can write him on this side because the reason why he's got the positive is because he's willing to go against the negative here. So Penta would be right here basically. CB would be, you know, like in here. 1 second. And then you'd have, what's his name? Koil. Then under this, you'd have pretty much any female streamer, like 99% of female streamers. Percent females. They would be like here always, 99%. This is like a relevant. So this is relevance. So the higher you go, the more relevant you are to the power, right? Relevance. Relevant. Is it meant to be an E there? Relevant. Relevant. That's the relevant scale. Okay. I don't know how to spell. I haven't read a book in like, you know, my entire life. So this graph is weird. It will make more sense soon. Then you'd have, so over here, this is where the 1%ers would come in. Yeah, so like Adept, I think, would be on this side. Because she is connected to, and that's why Reddit hates her. She's connected to XQC, so she'd be on this side of the power spectrum. Then you'd have people, so let's just line this across. So it differs. But she's also tied to CG, so but she's female, which is why, you know, they would I don't think they necessarily class them as high because they're sexist. Okay, chat. This is how the internet works. I'd put her straight in CG, but they won't because she has ties to these people and, you know, also boobs, so it's different. But they're also anti-sexist because they will categorize these women here because they have boobs and they're simps. So it just depends on which side you're on for this. Oh, this is 100% true, dude. And this is for the masses of Reddit too. Ava is in CG, but she's also very not controversial. So Ava would 100% be on this side. Because she might be CG, but it's only CG through like non you know, negative stuff. So it's not, she wouldn't be there. It's not controversial. She's like a positive. Even Seer would be on this side as well. Even though he's CG, he'd be like pretty much over here because there's no controversy involved. There's never a negative note that would come from him. So, and that's why Penta is in the center here. So Penta would be in the center. I think he could swing both ways, but he'd have to fuck it up pretty hard.
I'm trying to draw a pyramid. Give me a second, bro. That's a keys.
Yeah, do your thing.
So it's like a positive versus negative light. So the way I see negative is somebody who is willing to talk against Reddit and not try to be they'll be open. They'll openly say anything. They don't give a fuck essentially about it. So Penta and Koil will say things about, oh, fuck Reddit and shit like that, but then they'll also, you know, do exactly what Reddit say, and you know, their I guess their style of thinking. You know, they'll say what's fucked up and shit like that, and go along with a lot of the story that Reddit say. And I don't say this in a negative, by the way. I'm saying this in a way that's like, often Koil and Penta will have takes that are good, but that also jades you know, the opinion that Reddit will have on them, because they're like the anti-hero. No, they're the hero. We're the end. No, we're like the villain. They're the hero because they will stand up against the villain. What else would we have down here? Then we'd have like people like so Street Team. Street Team would be on this side because they've got ties to CG. Oh.
Also, can I drop this, bro? Thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Vader and Snow. Vader would be on the right side because he doesn't hang around CB as much and he's burnt that shit. You got to remember, it doesn't come down to what they've done in roleplay. It's come down to who they've burnt as a streamer. You know what I mean? So he might have left CB, but everybody would see that as an OOC relationship. And it is somewhat to an extent. So Vader would be around here. He would have been up here when when he was on Twitch. He's probably around there, but he'd be similar to this. MDM would be on this side, except it depends. MDM's going to be pretty central here, so they're going to be about there. Street Team will be about here. So the reason MDM's closer to the center is because they've got they're not very salty. They're good guys. Like, they're obviously really good people, but the reason they're on the right is because they hang around CG and do CG shit.
Not doing much.
So this is the Reddit opinion, right? This is the Reddit opinion.
You've been awake for
just so you understand, okay?
My friend, okay?
Reddit opinion, and how hard it is for somebody to essentially get an upvoted thing and not be toxic.
I mean, kind of don't really see him at
all.
all.
It's very possible for it works like this as well. So it would go like this in terms of their opinion, like this essentially. I only had
like 2 fights with them.
In terms of their likeliness, like it's like a circle. Yeah. This is a weird scale, but it's hard to do it. Reddit doesn't always hate Adept, but the thing is, if Koil, for instance, says something about Adept, or CG do something tied into this, it will be of a negative opinion.
My own Faja, my own future
if
father,
if Penta, CB, or Kyle has a positive opinion, it will drag it into this zone. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So all we do is on the right side, when we say something, it drags her up on the right side.
I wish they could have came to some.
It goes up this way, okay? But if it's on this side, say the females talk about her, she gets dragged to this side. That's how it works.
They had guns to them or some shit.
This is literally the mentality of how all this will work. Kiwo is going to be 100% over here as well.
Yeah, it is, right? And it, like everything's up for grabs.
Because she will also talk against the PD, which is run by Koil. So if there's negatives in the PD, it will be yeah, you know, it's like it's like anti-villain shit. That's how it works. Who would be down here?
So I got
DW would be like
my daggers, my knuckles, and my
for Reddit. No. Actually, you know what? DW would be here still.
You can whip that out.
DW would still be here because of CB. He has literally fucking shat on Reddit, but he's still over here.
Although
Burn, he'd be up here as well.
In prison that they can get him for pretty.
The Burn isn't
cheap,
drama, so he's like a seer. You know what I mean? He could do anything and he'd be fine. Because he's just, you know, a chill guy.
That might fuck up my... There was one guy that came to me, said if I can get him like materials,
Summit,
he'll be able to, like, make
Summit would be
very cheap
around
price,
here, yeah.
like
Summit would still be on the right.
That's something I can't match at all.
Because he will have takes that he doesn't give a shit about. That isn't like he'll say police are overpowered or criminals overpowered. So this is why he's on this side. Okay, let me mute this so I can say this. Summit will be on the side of somewhat negative to Reddit because he will say cops are overpowered and criminals are overpowered. And there's this weird conception in Reddit where you're not allowed to be on both sides. You're not allowed to have like an opinion that says you have to be either on the left or the right, right? You can't have both. It's not allowed. But someone has an opinion on both, in which they're overpowered or not overpowered. So that's why he gets stuck there. So someone will call out anything, and that's why he gets stuck there. One day he'll say, oh, you know, criminals are overpowered because, like, you know, it's so easy for us to get away and shit like that. And then he'll go on cops and say something the opposite, and Reddit's like, wait, what? You're not allowed to have a different opinion, you know, at all. It's not allowed. You can't do that. So that's why he's on the side. Soda never talks shit, so Soda would be over here as well. How can you hate Soda, dude? I'd literally fucking give him a head job, dude. Kylie would be on the other side. Yeah. 100%. Kylie would be over here. Kylie used to be on the right side. Sure, Kylie used to be over here, but you know why it's changed? Because Koil banned her, and it's dragging her on this side. So if somebody on the right side does something negative to somebody on the right side, it can drag them over to a power on the left side, and that's what happened to Kylie. And this like I say, this is nothing against any of these people. I'm saying that this is a Reddit based opinion, and this is how it works. And that's why Kylie used to get hated on Reddit, but that's why she got dragged back over here, because I had an opinion that she did something wrong in the server, and people hate me. So she got dragged to the left because she disagreed with that opinion, right? Down here, it's sort of everybody in the server at this point that you don't know. Anybody here, like people like, oh no, Soups would be up here now. So Soups is a good example. He'd be up here now on their love factor, for sure. Soups would be up here, whereas before it would have been somewhat down here, I think. Medi would be, he'd be more swaying to this side now. But the reason Medi's here now is because he's playing cop a lot more, and he's not hanging with CG as much. So he's probably about here right now. So he can say shit and get away with it. Speedy would be up here as well. Speedy would probably be down here. That's not true. He'd still be on the positive because he hangs around. Speedy would be about here as well. So the reason Speedy's here, he used to be on the right when they were doing a lot of gang shit. But as soon as he started hanging around CB, he started to get more positive note on Reddit. Vinny, CG, man, he's going to be on the right side for sure. He shit talked Penta. That's why Penta and CG are at the top. If these guys go against each other, 99% of the time, this side will win in an argument to Reddit. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the argument is. And the perfect example of this I've explained before is Randy said some shit about implying that Carmella was whorish or something on Twitter. Carmella didn't like that, and that's understandable. So he got absolutely fucking destroyed on Reddit. Penta calls EMS whores, bitches, whatever the fuck he wants. They complain. But because it's Penta, oh, she needs to chill the fuck out. That EMS needs to chill the fuck out. And you think I'm fucking joking, but it 100% works like this, dude. There is a right and a left, and depending on who it is, that is the fucking opinion. And I've got no doubt, LSF and shit is exactly like this as well. Everywhere you go, it's exactly like this. Even in my chat, it's exactly like this, okay? So subs and mods will be on this side here. This is where you guys will be, and I'll be in my chat. Non-subs will be over here, and newer members. Even like CG hoppers will be over here at the moment. But they're getting dragged across right now because I've been hanging around with CG. You've got to understand, it's an echo chamber system that works no matter where you go, okay? It's just the variables will be a little bit different for the left and the right side, that's all. But right side is always the negative. But because there's so many people here that watch my stream and enjoy it, I'm now on this side, right? You understand? This is just fucking. I need to be fucking a psychiatrist or something. We can tell people why they're fucked in the head. Listen, I know I'm fucked in the head, chat. That's the difference, though. I know I'm fucked in the head. All right. but this is literally how it works. If you pick anybody, I will put them in here and I'll explain why Reddit has that opinion. And another good example, okay? Where did I go? OOC. They got called out or some shit. I feel like I did something. No. Well, yeah. I mean, when CG was spamming shit, okay, for instance, we were doing /me and saying Vinny has a bench. We were doing shit that was fucking hilarious, bro. But there was still negative posts in that thread because it's CG. Buddha, for instance, literally goes OOC and says, "Oh, nice, Koil has a fucking menu," and it's like the funniest clip on Reddit that day. You know what I mean? That's another example of how the OOC or whatever would be separated. Spaceboy would be he'd be around here, I think, but Space also ignores Reddit, so he's pretty much right in the center right now. I don't think he really gives a fuck about Reddit at all. So Space would be pretty much scented. He'd be on both sides here. Rate is up here with me. This is where Rated is. Just depends on what he's saying. I mean, even when he hacked that shit, like people were fucking in my chat crying about it and talking shit in that thread. So Dundee is going to be around here. This would be Whippy here. So the reason Whippy's here now is because he's not hanging around X as much. But before that, he would have been over here because he was hanging around X and shit like that, talking shit about the cops. But ever since he's like played less with them, he's been dragged over here a little more. Omi's not much of a drama person, so Omi's also probably central. Otto would be, honestly, if I played Otto and stayed with Otto, I'd be way more central because I'd be with CB a bit more. Angels, they're central. They're central. You've got to remember the people that are going to be central are the people that don't give a shit about Reddit because it's Reddit. But I like to shit talk them and, you know, do shit like this to make them fucking mad for no reason. Ramy's 100% CG. Yeah. Like so another good example is the soup situation. I do some like Mimi OOC shit. Someone F8 quits. Oh my God, that guy Koil's a fucking piece of shit. Just imagine, okay, if when Buddha went OOC that time, I F8 quit. Just imagine what the thread would have been like. Oh, Koil's a pussy. You know what I mean? That's literally what they would have said. Oh, Koil overreacted. I'm sure it'll be fine the next day. You know what I mean? That's how they rationalize this shit. And that's how it should, like, honestly, that's probably how it should be. You know, who gives a fuck? 69 for fuck Koil. Hell yeah, dude. Same speech as last week. Yeah, but it gives, I'm trying to give better examples. It's the good content, dude. Trav would be on this side now. Trav is much more on the left. Because he's, I don't know, he just doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's easy to get him over here. But he would have been on this side because of rolling with ESB. But he got dragged across to this side as he ditched ESB and, you know, just was a chill motherfucker, dude. Bass would be over here. Bass is over here too. But he's more central. So, for instance, if Bass was to go against Kyle or Penta, Bass would more than likely lose because he's closer to the right side of the pyramid. So, while it does work in stages up and down, it also works right to left, which is why we needed the line in the middle of the pyramid. So, so Speedy would probably be more like here. So if Speedy went against Medi, Speedy would have a higher chance of winning in an argument, according to Reddit, purely based on him being tied and affiliated with CB more at the moment. Although that's probably hard to say. Medi that would be close though, really close, because Medi also hangs with CB. Moon would 100% be you know what? Moon does talk some shit either way, but Moon would be definitely be on the left side over here, but he'd be more central, I think, because he will just say whatever the fuck he wants. But the reason Moon would definitely be more left oriented is because he'll say the same shit to me. It doesn't matter if he's on crim or cop. He will literally just say the same shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Rated's in CG, dude. Yeah, either way, you get the point. Pretty much everybody else is like fucking probably central related, I guess. Dean is in MDM, so he's here. Somewhat central, but I'm sure if he went against somebody in CB or up in this group, he would be the bad guy. You know what I mean? If it's even somewhat debatable, he would be the bad guy. Pretty much anybody in this section here, chat, if they go against CB or Koil or Penta, more than likely they're gonna lose in that argument to Reddit. But it's hard to say with females because it's all, you know, it's 2021. And I'm not saying that in a negative way to women. I'm just saying that because Reddit is full of fucking simps.
Sup, bro? What you doing, bro?
I'm just, you know, talking in my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do
Things
that
you
sometimes.
Yeah, I know you do. You draw pyramids.
Yeah. I like pyramid. What you want to do, bro?
I don't fucking know what we can do, Franny.
Bay City might be up if you want to do that.
Well, Bay City, you got a thingy?
Yeah, I got termites. Let's just go check it out, see what's up.
Alright.
I mean, it's
just
probably...
go over there and see?
Yeah, we'll just go check it out. Jewelry store probably up too, and it paid okay. If two of us hit it. But we probably want to get a good car if we're gonna do it this time.
Yeah.
I also need food, bro.
What about the... What's up?
Curtis would be on CG side. He left CB,
Can
dude.
you drive for just a little bit?
Yeah.
I gotta pee and stuff.
Zerka's more near. Yeah, Zerka's the reason why they're so central, I think. Same with Dean. Because they're both fucking chill as fuck. They don't read Reddit, so that's why they're also always going to be liked by Reddit, because they can't shit talk Reddit because they don't know it exists. You know what I mean? They just don't give a fuck about it, dude. And that's why Spaceboy, I think, has also started to go to the left side. Bobby Brown, he doesn't say anything about Reddit, really. So actually, no, Bobby would be more right side still, because he probably would say some shit about Reddit though. Bobby doesn't give a fuck, dude. Whippy's more left now because he'll go against shit that I say, and he hangs around XQC less. If he was hanging around XQC, so he's got like favor points because he's the fun cop too, you know what I mean? He'd always go and usually anybody that goes on and shows cops how to be cops when the cops are being too much, they're gonna be liked by Reddit as well.
They were your friends before.
Conan CG, bro. What do you mean? Abdul, yeah, he'd be left because, you know, he's also not a salt lord. Abdul changed so much, bro. I'm saying, dude. I'm proud of little Abduli. feel like he got fucked on this server when he was trying to join the cops.
Ranky.
I still have no idea why people didn't fucking want him to be a cop, dude. That sort of annoys me. He's literally like a fucking teddy bear.